To Equal Entertainment, I'm Tracy E. Gilchrist. The Big Apple has been rebranded to the Big Smoky, with a blanket of wildfire smoke coming in from Canada, altering plans for key entertainment drivers. Poor air quality affected at least one Broadway show. 10 minutes into a performance of Prima Facie, Tony-nominated actress Jodie Comer had trouble breathing and left the stage. The New York Yankees postponed their game against the White Sox. The New York Liberty postponed their game with the Lynx. And in soccer, the Orlando Pride and Gotham FC canceled their match. Conditions are expected to improve over the next 2 days. Shannen Doherty says her breast cancer has spread to her brain. The actor shared a video on Instagram showing her being fitted for a mask to wear during radiation treatments. Doherty wrote about her fear, praised her doctors, and said this is what cancer can look like. The 90210 and Charmed star was first diagnosed with breast cancer in 2015. She went into remission 2 years later. In 2020, Doherty announced the cancer had returned, spread, and was stage 4. Tom Holland may not be swinging onto any new movie sets anytime soon. The Spider-Man star is taking a break. Holland says he's taking a year off after the upcoming Apple TV Plus miniseries, The Crowded Room, in which he stars and produced. The series follows a young man's arrest and the investigator who solves the mystery behind it. It also deals with mental health. He says he now wants to be a, quote, regular bloke from Kingston and just relax. Ashley's life in the hit series Blindspotting is a chaotic one. She's raising a son on her own in Oakland while trying to stay connected to her husband, who is behind bars. Producer-director Jess Wu Calder says she hopes the story will inspire others to have more empathy.
I think the thing that excited us so much about trying to translate Blindspotting to a TV show was the chance to tell this story and to hopefully hope that like the audience that sort of invites this family in every single week might fall in love with this family, might get to know this family, and therefore have more empathy for the Ashleys that are in their lives, and to understand that like it's not just a certain segment of the population over there. It's pervasive. It's everywhere.
Seasons 1 and 2 of Blindspotting are streaming now on Starz. Couples therapy can be brutal, but a comedy series is putting a spin on the practice. Smothered is about two middle-aged gay men who try to save their relationship. Comedian Jason Stuart and Mitch Hara can't stand each other, but also can't afford to get divorced. The two are very funny in this. I spoke with Jason about that on-screen dynamic and what it was like for him to be a trailblazing gay actor in the 90s. Would you, for those who have not seen it, share a little bit about the plot and the impetus for this? We don't call them web series, this is a short form series, yes?
Short form series, yeah. Well, so I had just completed a film called The Birth of a Nation, where I played a white heterosexual Christian plantation owner in 1831. And I had been playing straight guys in all these film and television shows. And I was afraid, I had worked so hard to be able to play other characters, to have my dream of being like Dustin Hoffman or Philip Seymour Hoffman or Paul Giamatti. And I worked so hard, and I thought, God, maybe it's okay if I do someone gay again. This show is about these two guys who have been in a marriage for 30 years, who hate each other, but can't afford to get divorced. It is co-written, co-produced, co-starring the wonderfully brilliant Mitch Hara, who had approached me to do this because we had been talking for years, or threatening to work together because we were so funny in our arguing, and he's so over the top and crazy and risk taker and beautiful and interesting and thin, and I'm always on a diet, and and I'm a little more glass half full kind of a guy. I don't want to get too crazy. My father always used to say, don't talk too loud, don't cause too much attention to yourself. Everybody doesn't need to know everything about you. And he's the exact opposite. So our opposites attracted, and we created this series, this short form series, which were the first season, which came out during COVID. And it was just this big hit. Everybody just loved it. I won the Best Actor Award at the Indie Series Award. We were all nominated for Quirty Awards, and we were nominated for all sorts of things. And it was playing in festivals, and people just went crazy and saying it was more universal. And Mitch was more right than I was about it all. He said it's going to be universal. Straight people are going to dig it too. And I thought, it's going to be gays and Jews, but it was everybody. And then
well, I think there's something about it. It's so authentic, and it doesn't pander to anyone. It has inside gay jokes, and there are people who aren't going to get them. And I'm sure there are inside Jewish jokes that I don't get. But I think that's part of its success is in its authenticity. We look at shows with queer lead characters played by queer people. Um, what is it like for you to watch that evolution and see some of these young actors be able to just come out and as themselves and be themselves from jump pretty much?
Well, it's a lot different. I mean, I'll tell you two things. One, around 17 or 18 years ago, I guess 2019, I created with Duncan Crabtree Island, who's the CEO of SAG-AFTRA, the SAG-AFTRA LGBTQ committee.
Hmm.
So openly gay actors would have a place to do. I wanted two things. Number one, for them to have opportunity, and number two, for them to be safe in a working situation. And I did that because I kept going to film festivals and I would see all these people. And I thought, that's something that I can do. That's something that I can do to make things change. And sometimes people still don't know the committee. Some people still don't. And sometimes a lot of people still don't know me. But it's something that I think is part of my legacy. And I really feel proud of that. And I think a lot of people today don't realize how much had to be done so you could be where you are. So you and I could just sit here and talk
Mhm. Yeah.
on the internet with millions of people listening. It's just crazy time. Uh, Very, very much so. That really, really touches me, and that's how things have changed.
Mhm.
Um, the second part of that is that I'm doing a TV special in called Out Proud, July 1st, that Quentin Lee is producing and directing.
Right. Yes, of course.
And, and it's really interesting because we had a big meeting, a Zoom meeting with all the comedians. I didn't know any of them.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
They were every walk of our, rainbow, every piece of who we are. And that was such a difference when I had done the Out There specials in the 90s. I knew everybody. No, I didn't know everybody. I probably knew half the people, but I knew a lot of them.
Mhm.
And there was one, I guess, drag character, Jackie Beat, was in the one that I was in.
Right.
And I think that was it. And everybody was either gay, lesbian, or bi. And now it's the color wheel is so much bigger, and that's so wonderful. Everybody is just so who they are,
Mhm.
and it was just neat to be able to share. Some of them have never been on television, never been taped, and been in a public forum. So it's sort of good that I can be there to sort of be of service to them and support them and hold them up, hold the next generation of out comedians and hopefully out actors. So
Mhm.
that it was interesting because I don't know whether some of the people really realize where they've come from and what had to be, done.
Thank you so much to Jason for joining me. Visit smotheredtv.com to watch full episodes. The Advocate Channel, Equal Pride, and Out Magazine are joining with iHeartMedia and Procter & Gamble for one of the biggest Pride celebrations online. The Advocate Channel is the official streaming partner. Can't Cancel Pride is going into its fourth year. This year's host is Jojo Siwa. We'll have Brandy Carlisle, Adam Lambert, Big Frida, Ciara, Billy Porter, Haley Kiyoko, Kesha, and Kelsey Ballerini. You can watch Can't Cancel Pride on advocatechannel.com and stream it live on the Advocate Channel app. Can't Cancel Pride begins streaming June 15th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. One of hip-hop's most iconic figures now has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Tupac Shakur was selected to receive the star 10 years ago. Shakur's half-sister accepted the posthumous honor on his behalf. The LA-based artist died in 1996, just 5 years after beginning his career. But in that time, he left a mark on hip-hop with his poetic lyrics and activism. You can watch the Advocate Channel live by downloading our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. For the Advocate Channel, I'm Tracy E. Gilchrist. Thank you for watching.